Hi, I'm Amanda Freed, and we are live streaming from the core at La Encantada, where we continue to bring you the programs that we've come to love, that you've come to love. And you can get us live streamed here or on tmcaz.com, on YouTube, Facebook. There are so many ways that we get to come to you these days, and I'm grateful for that. It's amazing how we have evolved and emerged and continue to evolve through this process. You know, me who I'm not really a tech person, but I've learned quite a bit, and I think everybody has, about technology and how to continue our connection to each other. You know, I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with technology, but we've had to sort of be pushed out of the nest and forced to get comfortable with Zoom and other platforms, which is actually great. And for me, I know that I'm listening to more podcasts, and it's opened me up in ways that I never ever imagined. And so if we can, because this month's topic is emerge and evolve, and so if we can do that, if we can take these opportunities, not just in the places that we need them, because some people, oh, well, they'll Zoom for work or, you know, maybe family, but then won't branch out into other directions. And I would support you in branching out, in widening your scope if you can, to allow these pieces of technology to enhance your entire life. So, like this meditation through technology, you know, and it's so funny because we think of meditation as something that has nothing to do with technology, right? We start a meditation, I go, okay, turn your phones off or don't be involved in the computer. But now we've been forced to sort of marry technology with contemplative studies. It's pretty amazing. And if we embrace it and use it to our benefit and not let the technology rule our day or rule us, we really can grow through it and with it. And this is such a lesson for our whole lives. You know, a lot of people, especially because I'm a yoga and meditation teacher, people are surprised when I do normal life things. I've had people say, oh, you know, you don't eat French fries, or you don't eat sweets, or you don't. I love French fries, and I have a sugar um, love. And so they like to see people that meditate or have a very strong contemplative practice as separate from, apart from, and different from themselves, and different from the mainstream. And I think that we deny ourselves opportunities when we make narrow definitions for what is a meditator or what is somebody who does yoga or is a practitioner or a teacher. We don't have to be narrow in this way. We really can be of the world, be in the world, and also be very strong in our commitment, our connection to self, and that higher part of us. So let's agree to integrate with all of these beautiful processes that are available for us. And so when you come to meditate with me, know that whether it's on Zoom or YouTube or Facebook, however we have to come together now, it's still me, it's still you, and we're getting the same hit and all the same benefits as we ever did in our practice before. And so in that vein, in that thought, we think of emerging, evolving, growing with a respectful attitude toward the time that it takes. You know, we're a society that really loves things to happen in an instant. You know, think about your microwave cooking. If something takes more than a minute, well, we're not patient anymore. Or if your internet takes a moment to come up, we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is taking so long. And maybe it's taking 30 seconds. You know, we're very much an instant gratification society currently. And so when we were asked to slow down, when we were asked to stop, it was very unsettling and unnerving for most of us. Even slow cookery is not convenient for most of us or not embraced. But now people that maybe were cooking really quick, one of my best friends is baking bread all the time now, which is a very lengthy process because she's home a lot. And I feel like this has given us an opportunity to really turn around, to slow down a little bit. And that's what growth looks like. You know, if you see, I mean, I think there were buds on my orchids for maybe a month before anything opened. Yes, I have flowered orchids now. I'm very excited about it. But those processes take a long time, and your emergence from this year is going to take some time. And if we are to really grow and really change a little bit, we want to allow that to be. So let's get into our meditation. So take your comfortable seat. Allowing yourself to be comfortable, and even taking a moment to make sure that you're comfortable. You don't have to go from wide awake and seated to boom, I'm in meditation. So take your time settling into your seat, and do turn off whatever technology that you don't need in this very moment. And as you're ready, allow the eyes to close down and connect with your breath. And the mind will be busy as it normally is, probably for quite a bit of time now. So we're not going to go from busy mind to quiet mind in a moment. So allow that to do its thing. So allow your mind to do its thing, but we'll just gently bring the attention to the breath. And we might later notice, oh wow, the mind has slowed down or calmed down a little bit, but not because we've bashed it over the head to do so. We just gently turn the attention to the breath, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale, simply breathing and knowing that you're breathing. Breathe and know that you're breathing. Allow as much of the attention as is possible to rest in the breath. And then as we make our attention more fine, more succinct, notice the quality of your breath. Not necessarily judging whether it's good or bad or right or wrong. Just notice the inhale. Is it long or short? Deep or shallow? Don't force it to be any way. Just notice the quality of your breath. Notice, just by noticing, has the quality of the inhale changed. And then gently bringing the attention to the exhale. Notice the quality of your exhale. Is it smooth and steady? Is it stronger at the beginning or the end, or pretty balanced? And if you gently notice the abdomen contracting slightly at the bottom of the exhale, you feel like you can expel a little more air. Enjoy the breath, not just as something that happens all day long, all night long. Experience the breath as a gift. something that takes no effort to nourish the cells of your body. The breath is that which takes no effort to bring you to a state of present moment awareness. You're breathing right now. And the breath, when practiced over time, intentionally, can in itself bring a state of calm and relaxation. No effort at all. And we'll do a gentle body scan, just checking for areas of contraction or tightness. Any areas in your body that might need a little extra attention. I always start with my low jaw because I know that's where I hold tension. Can release the low jaw, even let it slide back slightly. And the tongue can either fall to the floor of your mouth or gently rest behind your front teeth. You can extend through the top of your head up toward the sky. And that action, coupled with the release of the jaw, will create a clearer channel for the breath. Check in with the eyebrows and the skin of the forehead, making sure that's smooth and released. Checking in with the muscles at the sides of your scalp, just above and around the ears. Allowing the shoulders to fall in their natural condition, not cinched up nor depressed down. Allowing the arms to simply hang by your sides. With an exhale, feel your hips sink weighty into the seat beneath you. And with an inhale, allow the belly to be soft and full. Allowing the muscles of the legs, the hands and the feet to simply be as they are. Nothing to be done, no tension to be held, no artificial posture to be taken. Just notice where the hands might have fallen on your lap or one hand on top of the other. There's nothing to change unless you find yourself uncomfortable. Then feel free to shift in any way that you need to. Just notice how it feels to be in your body right now. And if the mind wanders in and you start thinking about anything, it's okay. Just shift the attention to the breath or to the relaxed muscles in the body or to the sound of my voice. And now, if you can, behind closed eyes, just imagine a flower bud. And it might be your favorite flower. It could be an orchid or a rose. And just notice a tight, closed bud. Now, if you feel like, oh, I can't visualize, just allow it to be in your awareness. You might not be able to see it. You might just experience the thought of a flower bud. And just notice the tightness of that bud. It almost looks inactive. But we know that inside that tight bud, so much is happening. In fact, that bud is getting nourishment from the root of the plant, and it's shifting and changing inside. And then notice that bud has to grow a little bit bigger before it will ever open. So you can now experience that flower bud, whether it be a rose, a daffodil, an orchid. Just notice the bud itself getting a little bigger. Sometimes they'll get longer. You might love citrus buds. And it starts as a tiny little dot. And then the bud itself, even before opening, gets a little bigger. And sometimes I wish I could just sit there with nothing to do and watch it as it expands and opens. But now you get to be the witness of that emergence and that evolution. And it feels like it takes a long time as that bud just gets bigger and bigger. And you think, surely now it's going to open. But not yet. Those petals don't begin to peel back quite yet. And then maybe little by little, just a tiny spark of the tip of a petal would begin to peel back. You might begin to see a bit of color. Notice what color the tip of that petal is. If the mind wanders, just come back to the breath, come back to the vision that you see. Now you can slowly, slowly watch that flower begin to open, petal by petal. Watch the colors emerge and even shift and change. Just knowing and recognizing how slow this process is. Connect with your breath and notice if your awareness wants to quicken the process. Maybe you're on to flower number 2 or 3 or 4. But we know that's not how growth happens. And as you witness this process, the deep awareness of how truly fortunate we are to be able to witness this on our planet. The variety of plant life. For each of you that's practicing right now, it could be a totally different experience. Different flowers, different colors. You might have conjured a flower that reminds you of a beautiful place that you've been before. Now maybe you experience the fragrance as this flower opens. How many of your senses can you bring to light in this experience? And now maybe bring to your awareness how you might be like that flower. What are the ways in which you are just emerging from this past year? How have you evolved? What are you creating new? And how can you allow for that growth to happen more and more over time? Maybe there's one little shift that you've made. Maybe a way that you've pushed out of your comfort zone. And that might have been going in. Maybe pushed out of our comfort zones by turning in more, being quiet more, reading more, being still more, sleeping more. It's kind of the more of the less of life. We've closed in from our outer world and expanded our inner worlds. So turning the attention even deeper in right now. Maybe recognizing how you've expanded your inner world over this past year. Deepen your breath, seeing yourself as that beautiful bud, that beautiful flower opening slowly from the inside out. Allowing yourself to fully identify with that emergence, that evolution that happens slowly, and then suddenly we can see that shift, the change, that growth. That flower is fully open, fully beautiful. And everything that was deep inside, hidden, is now open for the world to see. And your gifts and talents that have been honed, slowly beginning to emerge different. Maybe life looks different on the outside, maybe it doesn't. We've certainly all been changed a little bit from the inside. And we hope that that change and that light begins to be seen on the outside. And deepen your breath. And now we can allow any images that we've created before our closed eyes to kind of fade gently. We bring the awareness back to the body, back to the moment, back to the room. Always coming out of meditation very slowly. So you're bringing your awareness back up to the surface. Maybe feeling the seat beneath you again, or wiggling fingers and toes. Stretching in any way that feels comfortable for you. And then very slowly allowing the eyes to open gently. So you just blink the eyes open. They might want to close back down again. That's fine. And eventually bringing your full presence to the right here and the right now. So we're part of nature. We're connected to everything that is. So the care and the time that it takes for the bud of a flower to open is the same pace at which we can open, expand, allow that beauty, that perfection that is within you and has grown within you in the past year to begin to emerge and present itself in the world as the perfection of you. I'm Amanda Freed. I'm so grateful that you come here and practice with me. Please feel free to send questions or comments, and we'll be sure to address it. Until next week, thank you.